Are you trying to make money with AI websites? If that's the case, in this video, I will show you how you can land your first client in only 7 days using the exact document you see on the screen. But first, let's answer a very important question. Why would businesses pay you in the first place for those websites? At the end of the day, businesses are interested in money, not websites. But to get money, they need jobs. To get jobs, they need appointments. To get appointments, they need leads. And to get leads, they need a website with good conversion rate. Conversion rate is when you have 100 website visitors and 1% conversion rate, it's one client per month. Now, if you just turn 1% into 2%, that's an extra client per month for that business. Now, if that one extra client is worth $2,000 lifetime value and you charge, let's say, $297 per month, that's 573% return on investment. Mathematically, it simply makes sense. And also another very important part of the equation to get the money is website traffic, which is attention. You need to let people know you exist. It applies to you when you're selling websites to local businesses. You need to let businesses know that you can help them. And same applies for them. They need to let customers know they exist as well. Because without traffic, if we change 100 to 0, no matter what our conversion is, there's still going to be no clients, 0 and 0. The easiest foot in the door is selling websites which improve conversion, but then later down the road, you can charge much more when you also help them with traffic. So when you turn 100 into 1,000 and 1% into 2, that is so much more business for them. And that is why you can charge a lot more down the road. But before anything else, you need to get a client. Now let's look at the tools that we will need to get those clients. Quick disclaimer, I've been running my own agency since 2022, and I'm not going to recommend you anything that I'm personally not using. First on the list is Loom. This one, for example, you will be using to make a video of, for example, a local business's website, and you explain what problems that website has and how you can fix it. Then you record it, give them a link that they can watch on their phone, on their tablet, on their computer. It will give you more credibility and more trust. And of course, will get you more clients. It's more work, but it pays off because nobody's doing it and you will stand out. Next one is Canva. You can use free plan. I've personally been using it since 2020. A super useful tool for background removal, just creating quick graphics, making posters, and just doing simple designs if you need to. Also, you will be using it to close clients with your marketing audits. I'm going to explain that in step 5, sales, but basically, if I can give you a quick preview, this is Canva over here. You can call it a marketing audit or you can call it a website audit. Basically, what you do is you remove these white shapes and then you can reveal one by one slides. You can do it in PowerPoint, you can do it in Canva. I like doing Canva because it's an endless whiteboard where I can drag and drop whatever shapes and graphics I want. That's why I use it. Yeah, and basically one by one, you ask where are you getting your traffic? What about your website? Anyway, you go one by one. I'm going to cover it later, but that's another example why you would want to use Canva. The next one on the list is Stripe, and this is how you will be processing payments because wire transfers and personal e-transfers are not professional. You want to send your client a quick link where they can fill out their credit card information in a couple of clicks and they click pay because speed to payment is very important when it comes to closing clients. And as you can see in my Stripe account, my very first transaction was in 31st July 2023. And here are some of my most recent transactions. Now, so far, it's all free until your first payment. And even then, you don't have to pay monthly. It's just a percentage plus 20 cents per transaction. Next one is Google Workspace Business Standard. That's when you have Daniel@companyname.com instead of gmail.com. This is optional. If you don't have any money, you can still use your personal Daniel@gmail.com. Not a problem. But again, it's not going to be professional. Included in this plan, we have Google Meet with video recordings. And instead of paying extra for Zoom, since you're already paying for this, it comes included. So you're going to use that for your sales calls. Next one is Google Sheets. This one is self-explanatory to track finances, import data, CSV files for your outreach tracking, and just to import and export leads. Very, very important. Next one is Google Drive. Again, comes included in the $12 per month, but you can still use your personal here. Again, self-explanatory. This is your online storage. And when it comes to LLMs, large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, we have Gemini because I assume you are a beginner. You don't have too much money to spend. Just use Gemini. Pro plan comes included with the business standard here. This one is a no-brainer because it's your AI assistant. You're just going to move much faster with it. Next one on the list is Notion. You can use free plan. I personally have been using it since 2018. This is one of my most favorite apps on the internet. It's almost like Google Drive combined with Apple Notes. And as you can see here, even this page is built on Notion. I love it. This is where all my SOPs, system operating procedures, live, just like this one, right? I document everything, then I put it as a note, and then I can always access it in the future if I need to get things done. It's just a place to organize my ideas and my business. I highly recommend you start using it as well, and the earlier the better. Next one is Namecheap or GoDaddy. I personally use Namecheap. This is where I get all my domains. Next on the list is GoHighLevel. If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. It's crucial to running an agency nowadays, and I've personally been using since 2022. As you can see, my very first transaction was on October 10, 2022. As you can see, October 10, October 24, I only had a 14-day free trial, but I worked out a good deal for you for 30 days free trial. So if you don't have HighLevel yet, you can sign up with my link, and not only are you going to get extended free trial, but also I will automatically add you to my private support group with all my courses, all my resources, all the templates, all the SOPs like this one. Whatever you see on my YouTube, you're going to access in my private community, plus daily support calls and one-on-one help if you have any questions, and help with your first client onboarding. That's my promise to you if you use my link to sign up for HighLevel or upgrade. And after all the expenses are accounted for, you should expect to spend minimum $110, $150 per month. And if you think that's expensive to start a business, remember when back in the day, you had to take a loan from the bank to rent an office, renovate, hire people, pay them salaries, and then barely break even in your first year. But now you only need a couple $100. Okay, moving on to the niche list. And here I have a list of all Google business categories that you can approach. Don't just start here or here, because when I was just starting out, I remember everyone was talking about roofers, that it's an untapped niche, it's a high ticket business with outdated websites, with outdated marketing systems. But what happened is I ended up in the most unpopular niche ever, which is car dealerships. Nobody on the internet, nobody on YouTube is talking about the car dealerships. But you know why it worked? Because I had a friend who was selling cars and he needed help, and I helped him for free as my first free client. Results were amazing. He recommended me to his dealership, and that dealership recommended me to other dealerships through word of mouth. That's it. Or for example, if you come from the blue collar background, you are yourself a plumber or an appliance installer, you know the industry so well. Why would you try something else? You already have so many connections. You know the lingo. You know how to talk to those people. Forget about the best niche. Start with what you know or who you know. See if you have friends or family or past coworkers or someone you know in your contact list. And if any of them have a local business, boom, right there. That could be a first client. But if you don't know anybody, you've never done it before, you just graduated, you have no experience in any of the industries, okay, use the spreadsheet. We have this column if you're selling conversion plus traffic, so SEO plus a good website. And as you can see, the sale is more organic inbound leads from Google. The vehicle is going to be optimized website plus local SEO plus Google business profile optimization. And your pitch is going to be, we help local plumbers get more organic inbound leads from Google without spending more on ads. Now, the three categories are home services, appointment-based health and wellness, and high-ticket professional services. Now, if you don't ever plan to sell SEO and just want to redesign websites, then those are the ones. Wellness appointment clinics, wedding, beauty, personal services. People book just by the look of the website. Great before and after pictures, visuals, and just an optimized, fast website that is quick to book an appointment. Those customers are interested in looking good and feeling good. And if the website looks ugly, they will never trust those services. Anyway, the next one is branding. What is branding? I assume if you're watching this video, you don't have a client. And because you don't have a client, you probably don't have a name for your company. You most likely don't have a domain or a logo, and definitely you don't have a website. So this section helps with that. But very important, this is the least important part, branding. Even though it's higher on the list, the most important part is actually marketing, which is the outbound marketing and sales. When I first got my $3,000 per month client, I did not have a website. Okay. So branding is least important to get your first client. You think it's important because, oh, if I'm building websites, I need to have a good looking website myself. How about you just talk to a business and offer them a redesign? They will never even care about your website. They will care about their website redesign. Then you just book an appointment and then you close them on the call. Will they ever care how good looking your website is if you did a good job redesigning their website? No. But anyway, if you need help naming your company, those are all the free tools. Namelicks.com. You just enter keywords, click generate. It's how to start an LLC.com business name generator. Same thing applies, keywords, and then click generate. And you can also use your AI assistant, Gemini, GPT, or Claude. I would use all three and just listen to your gut, whichever seems the best. Please don't waste more than 1 hour on this whole thing. And then you always want to cross-reference with domain availability, because like if they give you like websites for locals, but then you see websites for locals.com is not available. Well, then maybe you need to have a different name, or you will have to go with the .net or .ai instead of .com. So again, buying domains. I personally use Namecheap. Designing a logo, I have some tools there for you as well. Again, you can use your AI assistant. Then we have Shopify.com, tools, logo maker. Just enter your brand name and start designing. Luca.com. The next one is logomaker.com. Again, all of those are free. Don't spend more than 1 hour on this whole process. For you right now, it's really important to get a client instead of wasting weeks designing and naming your company, okay? And for the website, you can use WordPress, Wix, ClickFunnels, some other website builders. I personally have everything in GoHighLevel, and that's why I mentioned before that 80% of your business is going to be in high level. For example, I made this for my high level affiliates, so you can grab this and copy paste, change the name, and this website is going to be yours. And I even created this calculator for you. For example, roughly how many people visit your website each month? Let's just say under 100. They click next. How many calls, forms, or quote requests does your website generate per month? Most people don't know, but they will put something like 10 to 25. What is one new customer worth to your business on average? They will put something like 1,000, but if you're a roofer, you will put 5,000. If you're like a barber, maybe 500. Then you click next. How quickly do you usually follow up with new leads? Nobody ever does. Usually people just call back the next day or after a couple of hours. I would say top 1% follow up under 5 minutes, and then minority within 1 hour, and then majority same day. Let's just put within 1 hour for now, and then click next. How many Google reviews does your business currently have? Let's just say it's an average business with like 150 reviews. Let's just put under 250. See my results. Based on your numbers, your website may be missing out on $3,000 to $4,000 per month. Here's some math, how we calculated that, and the answers here will change based on the answers. For example, if I start over and all my answers are going to be first options, we're going to have some yellow, green, and red colors. Call to action. One is to show you exactly where your website is leaking leads. They click book your free website revenue audit. They go down to your free growth audit calendar booking. This calendar will be connected to your personal calendar. So when they book, it automatically creates a Google Meet link. Then on the call, when they're ready to pay, you can go to pricing page. Here we have starter, growth, and VIP plans. And you can use a FOMO technique if you're missing out. You can say that it is $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 setup fees on top of the monthly payments. But if you decide to move forward today, I will waive the setup fee. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. You're running the show. I'm just giving you options. And when they select the plan, they will be redirected to the checkout page where they fill out their credit card information and they pay. So that's how easy it is to collect payments straight from your website. On top of that, you have chat widgets and additional widgets. The homepage is beautiful. You have this section over here. Then you even have the slider before and after, how it works section, benefits at a glance, everything your website needs to turn visitors into customers, everything is animated, and even frequently asked questions section. But honestly, you don't need this fancy website before you have at least a couple of clients. And when you're ready to upgrade, you can just click upgrade to Agency Unlimited, fill out this information, use my affiliate code, and I'm gonna send you this snapshot on top of a bunch of other cool perks. But enough about branding. I would just move straight to marketing and straight to outbound marketing. By the way, if you don't know the difference, inbound is when they come to us and outbound is when we reach out to them. Now, prospecting is the process of finding businesses, and then outreach is the process of reaching out. Now, if I go to prospecting, we have the free prospecting methods and paid. Free when you save money, paid when you save time. My most favorite tool is Google Maps. As simple as that. You just go to Google Maps, type your niche, for example, barber near me, and then you scroll down and then you click one by one and then you check their website if they have any. For example, if I preview this one, it looks like this website is under construction. So as you can see, ideal prospect. And when you find opportunities like this one, you go and you document it in your daily outreach tracker. For example, this one, which looks something like this, where you have business name, owner, phone number, email, website link, Facebook account link, Instagram account link, and then your outreach work. So how many days you've been outreaching to them, how many calls you did, how many WhatsApp messages you sent, how many emails you sent to them, how many messages you send them, all of this. All of this you can document in a spreadsheet. And then you have different sections for cold. Cold means the ones that have not responded to you. Warm are the ones that reply to you, called you back, you had the conversation with them. And then appointments, self-explanatory. So what I would do, I would copy the name, paste it here, phone number, copy, paste, Then if we scroll down, we can see their Instagram over here, which I would copy and paste to the spreadsheet as well. Their website link. I would also click this button and copy their Google Maps link. So when I click it here, it will go straight to their Google Maps profile. I would also copy the link and paste it into GPT, Claude, or Gemini and ask for the owner name. And after 1 minute and 23 seconds, it couldn't find any information, but the closest decision maker is Guri. So I'll just copy and say, maybe Guri. And I couldn't find their email and their Facebook account. So those would be just empty. By the way, guess what happened when I entered this phone number in my iPhone? It's blue, which means it's 90% likely a personal phone number. So that's what we have so far. I would immediately call, send SMS, send WhatsApp. I would send an Instagram message as well. Since there is no website, we can't submit any forms on their website, but that's plenty already. So if you're serious about getting your first client, you have to be everywhere. You have to send messages to them everywhere. That's what I called a sniper's approach. You find a single location because the business is clearly having problems, and then you approach them everywhere. And you keep following up day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. I would be surprised if they do not respond to any of the messages that you send them in 5 days. You see, people overcomplicate the process. They think they have to start running ads, send bulk emails, voicemails, some crazy automations. But in reality, if you just do this, I guarantee you will get your first client. Now, if you don't want to do it one by one like this, you can use a tool called Instant Data Scraper. It's free. Let me show you how it works. So step 1, go to Chrome Web Store. Click there and then type Instant Data Scraper. It's going to look like a Pokemon ball. As you can see, it's pretty legit. 4.9 stars, 7.3 thousand ratings. Mine is already installed, but for you, it's going to be a button here, install. Then it's going to show here at the top. And then you go to Google, type your niche and your city. For example, barbershops in Toronto. Then you scroll down until you see more businesses. You click there. Then you scroll all the way down until you see this next button. Then you minimize your window so it's not full screen. Click Instant Data Scraper extension. It's going to open like this. Click Locate Next button and you select this Google Maps Next button. Go back to the Instant Data Scraper and click Start Crawling. It's scraping every page and enters all that information into a spreadsheet until it hits the last page. Click Download CSV, go to Google Sheets, create a new one, click File, Import, Upload. Drag and drop it here. Click Import Data. Now, what we have here is the name of the barbershop, average Google review rating, number of reviews, their address, phone, the last review, for example, money well spent for great haircut. Then we have the website link here. We can definitely clean this up, but this is roughly what the Instant Data Scraper does. Now, this one, for example, Razors Edges Barbershop, 10 plus years in business, and it doesn't seem like there is a website. Let's see their Google Maps listing. Razors Edges Barbershop. We have their phone number. Looks like a personal phone number, their address, but no website. Now, what I do is those that do have a website, I investigate if it's a good website or not. For example, this one. At the first glance, it looks polished, but there is no clear call to action. Subscribe to our email list. Is that the only option I have here? Where's the calendar? Can I see your list of services, prices, and can I book on your calendar? Nothing like that on the website. So definitely we can help them with the website. What about this one? Okay. And I'm not sure what's going on there. Next one, Duke Barbershop. Let's see. Okay, you tell me if they need a website. Go one by one, do your due diligence, make notes, clean the spreadsheet, and then put it all into your outreach tracker. And then do your follow-up. Now, those were some of the free methods. The paid methods, when you want to save your time, include Claude, GPT, when you just ask, hey, can you give me like a spreadsheet with barbers in the city that don't have a website. It will give you a list, but it's not accurate from my experience. So we'll just cross it out, and it's better to use other methods. The Out Scraper is pretty popular. You can just Google it and go to Google Maps Scraper. It's pretty much the same as the Instant Data Scraper here, but at scale. And the spreadsheet is going to look more organized. Apollo, a bit more expensive, but has the best quality data. Fiverr and Upwork is when you can just hire scrapers online. Like you can just type B2B lead scraping and they will give you a spreadsheet of leads. You can also ask them to include business owners' names. Same goes for Upwork. Just go to Upwork and you type B2B lead scraping. But I recommend Fiverr. Okay, but what do we do with our generated list of leads? Here I have a list of methods that you can use to outreach to those business owners. The more difficult the outreach method is, the fewer people do it. And that is why your conversion will be much higher. And the easier the outreach is, the more crowded it is. So your conversion rate is going to be low. Another quick reminder is that you're not selling them more business. You're selling them more inbound inquiries from Google by improving their website and online presence. Because a lot of beginners forget what they're actually doing. They like to promote features instead of the outcomes. Keep that in mind. We are helping local businesses make more money. An optimized website is just a vehicle to get them there. I already showed you the outreach tracker, but there's also an accountability tracker, which I highly recommend you use, because outreach is what will move the needle in your business. This is how you get clients. This is how you make money, but it's a lot of work and you have to stay accountable. So every day you have to document what you have done, how many hours you worked, how many contacts you made, how many leads you generated, how many appointments you set, how many out of those booked appointments actually showed up, and how many people you closed. And you have to do it every day. Okay, let's start from the top. Warm intros. Who to contact first? Basically anyone who you know in your contact list, right? People in your email, people on your phone. You can DM on Instagram, Facebook, old clients, old coworkers, friends, anyone and everyone who you know. Now, you don't want to be spammy, so you want to use the ACA technique. Acknowledge, compliment, and ask. Acknowledge what is happening. Acknowledge what you know about them that is happening in their life. Then compliment and then ask. Don't just spam everyone saying, hey, I just started a business. Can you recommend me anyone who needs a website redesign? You can do that, but you will burn your reputation. This is the ultimate fastest way and the easiest way to get your first client. But nobody wants to do that, unfortunately. So I will show you other ways of getting clients. Next one on the list is walk-ins. Super high on the list because nobody's doing that. This is so uncomfortable. It takes so much time because you have to drive to that business and then go in person, and then it's going to be awkward and you're not going to know what to say. So nobody's doing that again. But so easy to get clients if you just keep doing that. If the owner is there, you just say, hey, I'm looking for owner's name. This is when you do your research beforehand. And then you say, nice to meet you. My name is this. I actually live around the block, because proximity increases trust. Because I would rather work with someone I can actually talk to in person than someone from Philippines or third world country, right? Even if it's a person in the same country, but I can only reach him by phone, again, I would just rather work with someone I can meet in person. Plus, once I see you, once I shake hands with you, immediate trust. So you say, I actually live around the block. If you're young, you can say, I'm a student at this college and this is my assignment. Do whatever needs to be done to get your first client. Then you say, you have a very nice establishment here. You're going to hate me for this, but I'm actually here to sell you something. Or you say, I study at this college. I have an assignment. I need to redesign a website of one of the local businesses. Think of it as an internship. When you study in college, you have those internships. You work for free. Free work is very common, so don't be scared of that. Get your first client at any means possible, because that one client will eventually turn into paid client. And if you do a good enough job, that free client will recommend you business, word of mouth, right? Most likely they will agree because you spark their curiosity. It's like, what do you have to sell to me? And then you say, so I can help you stop losing leads from your website, and I can help you increase your foot traffic. Foot traffic. Everyone wants foot traffic. That's the keyword. And the number of phone calls, also very important, from Google, from organic traffic. I will do it in different ways, but I don't want to bore you with technical stuff. Those were my 10 seconds. Do you want to continue talking for another minute or so? And then you do a quick audit, quick interview, because everyone wants to talk about them. Nobody wants to listen forever to your pitch. And then you say, can I ask you a question? On average, how many deals per month do you close from Google? Nobody knows. They can either say, I don't know, or they will give you a rough number. How many monthly deals do you want to close, let's say a year from now? We ask this question because we want to work with clients that want to grow. Because if they are happy where they are and they don't need more business, then it's really hard to sell them websites, traffic, follow-up, AI receptionist, whatever. It's all marketing. That's why we ask this question. Where do you want to be a year from now? Do you want to grow or do you want to stay the same? If they want to grow, great. We can follow up. Got it. So the good thing is what I have can help you get this number of monthly deals. I actually put together a quick demo of how I would be able to help you. Would you be against a short presentation so I can show it to you properly? Because you want to book an online or in person because you're already there. You can grab your computer with you. You go to their office and then you show it to them on your computer. That's how I closed my first ever big ticket client. So that's that. The next one is the phone calls. Now, the phone calls are great because you pretty much practicing talking to business owners, because if you don't know how to talk to them, how do you expect to close them on those video calls? right? So if you do, for example, email outreach and you don't speak English, yes, you can send emails all day long. But if you cannot speak to them on a video call, it's really hard to close them. So phone calls are great because you're pretty much just practicing talking to them. And because it's more convenient, you don't have to drive around the city. You can just sit at home or anywhere in the world and do the calls. Conversion is less than walk-ins, but still much better than other outreach methods. You can expect to book one meeting in every 100 dials, but over time, it should be something closer to 1 in 50. Now, it goes something like this. Hello, name. This is name. I'm going to be honest with you. This is actually a cold call. Would you like to hang up or let me have 30 seconds? I like this intro a lot because we being upfront with them. What are we actually doing here? I personally hate when somebody calls me and they play a game and they just waste my time. I would rather they tell me right away what this is about and what they're selling me. And if I'm interested, great, let's have a conversation. And this is exactly what we're doing here. We're not wasting time. And they will respect us for that. And also they are curious of what we actually are selling. Most people will just say, yes, continue. And then you say, all right, most barbers or plumbers or roofers I'm speaking to have the honesty to admit their online presence, especially their website, is not doing much work for them. It just sits there like an online brochure. Some are frustrated because they are relying solely on word of mouth and their website doesn't actually generate any leads. Others are seeing a lot of online traffic, but because their website doesn't look trustworthy, visitors leave to competitors. Or that might not be the case. It could be that the fact that the website brings in the wrong kind of leads and they waste time chasing tire kickers who were never serious customers in the first place. I get the feeling you're probably going to tell me that none of that applies in your world. And they will agree with one of them because almost all businesses have at least one of those problems. They don't have any marketing and they rely on word of mouth. Big problem. Others have traffic, but their website is not optimized. So they are losing business. And then another problem is that they're getting customers, but those customers are cheap customers that just waste their time and they want to work with a higher ticket clients. And then you continue. Can I ask a quick question? Out of those three, not enough online traffic, not building enough trust online, or not enough qualification. If you could wave a wand and fix one in your business, which would it be? Then they, for example, say not enough traffic. And then you just repeat back to them, right, not enough traffic. Got it. I've had my 30 seconds. Do you mind if we talk for maybe one more minute? And then you keep the conversation going. Well, what I do is I help fix these problems by turning regular websites into lead generating machines that build trust, qualify leads, and book appointments on autopilot. If I could show you how your current website is leaking leads and what I would change to turn more visitors into qualified appointments, would that be worth exploring? They agree, and then you continue. If you believed I could help with that, is there any reason you wouldn't want to jump on a short video call so I can walk you through what I'm seeing, and then you book an appointment? Now, this is the ideal case scenario. Most of the time, it's not going to happen like that. And there are going to be some objections, like, for example, how much? Or we already have a website. Or I don't have a budget for this. Or I'm busy, send me an email, right? There are so many things, and I have answers for all of them. By the way, all of this is available in my One Client Away challenge. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You just go, it's free, and you join. And then you go into the challenge, and then you're going to find all of it in there. I'm not going to go into every single one right now, but the universal objection frame, you can basically use this to answer all of them. You just basically agree with them saying that makes sense. Whatever they say, that makes sense. Can I quickly ask, is it that you don't need more inquiries or more business or more bookings? Number one. Number two, you don't believe the website can produce them. Number three, or you're worried this becomes another marketing expense with no clear return on investment. You agree with them, and then you ask a follow-up question, and then you continue the conversation and you see what the real objection is. Because if they say, I'm not interested, what is beneath that? You want to dig deeper. And then you can also disqualify them because not everyone you call will be the right client for you. If they have no desire to grow, if they are happy where they are, there's no amount of convincing that will help. Or they have no capacity because they're all booked up, they're so busy, and they don't even have time to hire more people to take on more work. So before they even implement marketing, websites, follow up, traffic, they need to fix their human resources problem because they don't have the capacity to take more work, or they have no interest in better customers. So they basically accepting anyone and everyone, but that goes back to, again, no desire to grow, because ideally you can always sell to better customers that have bigger wallets. No team is closely related to no desire to grow. At the end of the day, it's all comes down to no desire to grow. Because if you really want to grow, you will spend time to hire a better team, to take on more work, and to charge higher ticket from better customers. And you will want to do it fast. But if you're slow and you're happy where you are and you're lazy, well, nobody can help you. Again, do not try to create ambition in someone, right? Find people who already have ambition and a bottleneck, and then you fix that bottleneck. But anyway, those are the phone calls. The next one is voicemail drops. And this is where high level comes in handy, because we can just quick create an automation and send voicemail drops to everyone on our list. For example, I'm in my sub account, I go to automation, and then I click create workflow, start from scratch. And then here we have a simple action. We type voicemail. Then here, as you can see, add attachments. This is where you, on your phone, record a voicemail, which is just this: hey, how's it going? I tried calling a couple of times, but couldn't get through. So I figured I would just drop a voicemail. I was looking at your website and noticed a few things that are costing you leads, especially when people visit your site, but instead of calling you, they go to your competitors. I'm not sure if this is a priority for you right now, but I would be happy to show you a redesigned version of your website completely free. You can call me back at this number. You record this, you save it to your phone, attach a file over here. You do that. Once that is done, you click publish. You can call it voicemail drop. Then you go to your contacts on here, click import here in the top right corner. You just upload a spreadsheet with the list of names and phone numbers, and then it will be imported here. Let's just pretend we have a list, but I only have this one guy. We select all of them, and then we click trigger automation over here. And then we here select our voicemail drop. We click add to automation. All the prospects on the list will get a voicemail drop, and they immediately will see a missed call on their phone. It's actually not going to ring. Then immediately it will show in their voicemail. They will listen to your message, and if they're interested, they will call you or send you a text. Easy peasy. We have Instagram and Facebook DMs, and then we have a 3-step sequence. First message is just a compliment on their profile and business, so they think we are just a customer and not a marketer. Then day 2, we have problem plus curiosity. You say, I checked out your business and noticed a couple of things that may be costing you organic calls from Google. Nothing huge, just a few simple fixes on the website and Google side. Want me to send a quick video? Then you wait for their reply. If they don't reply, you follow up. If they do reply, you send them a loom. And that's why in tools, we have our loom. You basically take 2 minutes to screen record their website and pointing out problems that costing them business. Then you attach the link, and then you say, I made a short video for you showing where I think their business name losing traffic and inquiries and what I would change. And then you continue the conversation. Yes, my friend, it's work, but it will pay off if you do enough reps. Don't expect to close every single business that you reach out to. This is just unrealistic. But if you do it enough times, you will get a client. Next one, manual cold emails, 5-day sequence. And why I say manual is that I like a sniper's approach. Ideally want to be using all of them so that they see us everywhere and it's hard to ignore us. Day 1 is subject, first name, quick question about their business name. Hey, came across business on Google Maps and had a quick question. Would getting more inbound calls and inquiries from Google be useful right now? Reply to this email Google, and I will send you a 1-minute video explaining how you can increase your organic traffic without spending more money on ads. No strings attached. Your name. Now we want to make it stupid simple for them to take action. We don't want to ask for a reply or an open-ended answer. Just reply with this word. We even give them the word to reply with. And if they reply, great. You can send them a Loom video. If not, we follow up. Day 2. Hey, just following up in case my last email got buried. I still think business name may be leaving organic traffic on the table. If you reply to this email with Google, I will send you that 1-minute video showing a few simple ways to increase inbound calls and inquiries from Google without spending more money. Day 3, day 4, and day 5. I'm losing my voice a little, so I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Those 2 I do not recommend for your first client because those are costly, like automated cold emails at scale. You need to create a whole campaign. It's gonna cost money. It's automated and everything, but it's gonna take a lot of time and money to set up. Facebook ads, same thing. It's good when you are in your scaling phase. You've already had proof of concept, you got testimonials, you got case studies, you got clients in the door paying money to you, and now you're ready to invest more money into automating and getting clients using Facebook ads. I have some bad and good examples. but that's for later. Strategic partnerships are great for beginners. Basically, you want to find Facebook groups with other entrepreneurs. And for example, you're good at sales and finding businesses, other people good at high level or website design or Google Ads, SEO. They can be the fulfillment side of things. You will be the sales side of things. You find business, they fulfill. You partner up 50-50. Now you move so much faster. Or you find someone who are good at sales because you don't want to do that and you are good at fulfillment. You know Facebook ads or you know Google ads, SEO, or you've built websites before and you know how to do that. So you just need to find a partner who will be doing sales. And you can check this high-level Facebook group. This group is free and they have 125,000 members. So yeah, go to comments, make posts, network, and you can easily find your strategic partners there. Next one is referral partnerships. This is when you also want to network and find people in other services. For example, they do Facebook ads, you do websites. They have clients that need websites. You can help with that. Or you have website clients that need Facebook ads, and then you just refer those clients to your referral partners. So you refer business to them and they will refer business to you because you have complementary services. And last but not least, website form submissions. This one is super simple because you literally just go to local businesses' websites and submit forms, pretending you are a potential customer. And then when they call you, well, you initiate a conversation. So those are the outreach methods, 0 to 1 clients. I guarantee that if you combine phone calls with voicemail, with messages, with Instagram, with emails, and mention that you've done research on their website and you've done audit and now you can fix their problems in their marketing and make them money, I guarantee you will get a client. Or you just do this and you reach out to people you already know and tell them you've started building websites and now you're looking for free work for a case study. Right there, you can get your first client, easy peasy. But you just have to commit, do work nonstop for 7 days, you will get results. Next one, sales. Quick reminder, don't try to close them, try to help them, because your genuine desire to help will do the closing and objection handling. This is personally where I wasted a lot of my time. I was trying to find a course on closing techniques and how to communicate during the sales calls and how to pitch them and how to do objection handling. And in reality, if you just try to help and you just do your research on what's wrong with their business and how it can be fixed, how you can fix those problems, and you show it to them and you genuinely try to help them make more money, they will feel that. And that will do the closing for you. And the Canva audit plus demo is there to help you as well. As you can see, a lot of it over here, a lot of slides. Okay, so this is the first slide. We basically ask them about traffic. The second slide, we ask them about their website. Next slide, we ask them about the lead intake because they need to have the right call to actions and the right forms, surveys on their website to generate as many leads as possible to increase conversion. Calendars, how they do the bookings, reputation management, how they generate in reviews, virtual receptionist, a little bit of upselling, or like how do you follow up with your leads? Yes, they come in from your website and you get notification on your phone, but what do you do next? What happens if you're busy or after hours? Are there any automations? If not, I can help you with that. New old leads follow up. Yes, you reached out to them once, but what if they don't pick up the phone? What happens on the day 2, 3? How do you follow up? Then you present them with your automation buckets. We can automate your website, we can automate your conversation, and we can automate your reviews. All of it will contribute to a lot of traffic and a lot more business. And then this is basically the value of high level, why this is so good, because it's like CRM and sales funnels and websites and surveys and emails and SMS and bookings and automations and calls and Google reviews, automate like reputation management and analytics, and all of it you're getting for like $100 or $200 or $300. You explain the value of working with you, your growth engine, because at the end of the day, we are there to help them grow, to make them more money. And then if they agree and they see the problems that they have with their business and they trust you and they trust that you can be the solution, then next steps would be credit card payment. And then you go to your website and collect the payment, and then the onboarding form, and then the onboarding call. I think that's what I forgot to mention, because in my snapshot that I built, not only you're getting the website, but also automations. You have the onboarding automation, you have the sales calls, you have the warm leads automation, cold leads automation, And on the side, so for example, basically what happens is you have a website, and what happens is when they pay, there's a checkout page, but there's also onboarding form. And this is how it looks. It's not publicly available, but only for people who paid. Welcome aboard. Let's get you all set up. Full name, last name, business details, business type, business address. You will need all of that to get them a phone number, to create an account for them so they link their Google business profile, their social media, so their website becomes a smart website. After this form, the next step is onboarding calendar. After they click submit, they're going to go here, time to book your success call, another word for onboarding call. And they will schedule an onboarding call where you will guide them on how to transfer their domain to their new website, right? Because they have an existing website, outdated one, with their domain, well, and you build them a new one. So we have to transfer that. This all happens during the success call, onboarding call, on top of other stuff. But that's that. Yeah, and we have an opportunities pipeline here. When they paid, they're going to populate here. And then when the onboarding form completed, they're going to be here. And then onboarding call booked, then onboarding completed, and then service delivery. So you can track where your clients are after they paid and when it's time to follow up with them. Because if they paid, but they did not fill out the form, it's not good, because without the form, we can't fully help them with automating the business and automating the website. And if we don't fully onboard them, eventually they will cancel. Because the goal here is not just to get a $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 setup fee. We need to be paid monthly. This business model is a recurring business model. We're getting paid $200, $300, $500 a month. And if they're not fully onboarded, eventually they will cancel, which is not good. But all of that I just described, I know it's a bit overwhelming, but it's all part of operations, okay? Because here, this whole, Notion page, it's a full business in a box. I'm literally giving you the keys to the puzzle. Sales is one thing, but delivery, operations is a whole separate department. When you're just starting your business, you are a one-man band. You do everything. Marketing, sales, branding, outreach, boarding, and service delivery, and support, and finances. Those are different departments and they operate differently. And it's hard to show everything in one video. So for the onboarding, I'm going to create another video. It's going to be posted in a couple of days. For the service delivery, I've already done that. I'm going to link the video, but basically it's this one. You can just go to my channel and watch this A to Z lesson, how to build AI websites for local businesses. And I explained everything, how to do everything, and even how to do SEO. If you don't want to overcomplicate everything, because it's a lot and it can take time. I signed up for High Level in 2022, October, but my first paying client was in July 2023. So it took 9 months of me learning, trying to figure everything out, and accumulating enough courage to actually go there and offer my services. It took 9 months. A friend of mine asked me for help, and I was still hesitating if I should say yes or no. But then I thought to myself, just do it. And then you jump, and then you learn how to fly. So guess what? I learned more in my first month with that free client, my friend, than in the previous 9 months of procrastinating, watching YouTube videos, and doing all of that. That is why I created this challenge, one client away challenge. The goal here is for you to jump, take messy action, get free client, and then everything you need is going to be here in prospecting, outreach, sales, onboarding, and service delivery. The meat and potatoes is going to be there, right? This is where I'll teach you how to fulfill for that free client fast. You're going to learn so much faster. 7 days is enough. Take the challenge, get your first client, you're going to be flying. You're going to be flying. Anyway, my voice is done. It's been too long. Yeah, your homework is to take the challenge. Take the challenge. Watch this video, how to build websites, or skip everything and go straight to the challenge and take action.